Perhaps some would consider it bad manners, but it must be dryly noted on the matter of the Titan that a great deal of time and work, man hours, and indeed a great deal of money has been dedicated to the search for what is essentially a private tour craft with 5 souls aboard. And it galvanized, it dominated newspapers. The front page of the New York Times, the front page of the Washington Post, the front page of the Guardian, and one could say it's an interesting story, but it is not a great tragedy. It is not a important story. It's some hobbyists with too much money got themselves into some trouble. But what they were doing was of absolutely no scientific or public interest or value. They were tootling down there to be able to say that they saw with their own eyes through a little porthole, the hull, the wreck of the Titanic on the floor of the ocean, of the continental shelf. But one could have seen so much better, in the documentary film that James Cameron prepared, and those great submersibles and cameramen, the unmanned submersibles, had filmed, so many years ago. So what is the story here? Really, there is no story. It's a vanity project. Somebody is making money building craft to go down to the wreck, and who pays? Well, 5 people or 4 people or 3 people paid $250,000 to go down in that thing, bumper to bumper, knee to knee, no room to lie down in, 2.5 hours descent, 2 hours up, and probably a half hour looking at the thing. Things did not go well. Why? Because the much admired but arrogant designer and head of the company did not put this new craft, which was using carbon fiber as the hull, a new material, when it is almost always steel, stainless steel, or titanium. And he was strongly encouraged by a unanimously signed letter from an important association to have the craft tested thoroughly and certified. And he did not do that. And it turns out the craft suffered catastrophic depressurization. But whether the trip was a success or not a success, we're not even talking about Gilligan's Island here. We're talking about Spam in a can going down for one day to come back the same day. Well, I guess we are talking about Gilligan's Island, except everybody died, including the professor. So I am sorry for their loss, but you have to ask yourself, why is this story so important? Rich people, rich white people looking at the Titanic. I don't know. You have immigrants, 200 immigrants dying in a boat coming across the English Channel. And, is the British Coast Guard saving them? Is anybody saving them? So I don't know what to call this. Is this a contrarian view? I think I'm being rational. But as I say, I'm being unsentimental. But I do, of course, wish the families solace and condolence. But it's not for me to offer. I'm just a guy talking about something else besides their personal loss.